We have now a combined system where we have a zero-touch hardware platform and can install a site very easily with predefined and pre-configured switches in any place in Europe.
So what it means is when the boxes are shipped to that location, they're shipped with an operating system and a configuration already on the boxes. So they have to take out a cable, put it into the management port and put it into the router.
The whole life cycle is fully automated by the software. It knows to identify the different, the role of the switch, its position within the fabric and how it interconnects.
EPS, it's a great partner. They have very good reach both across North America and the EMEA region. And I think, the way we've worked towards Thyssenkrupp has been very much a partnership between the two companies.
My name is Marco Decker. I'm head of software-defined network services at Thyssenkrupp Materials Services.
Barry McGinley, head of technical for EMEA.
Hello, my name is Amir Elbaz and I'm the CEO and founder of BE Networks.
My name is Andrew Westerman and I'm responsible for sales of the IO by HFCL products outside of India.
So the needs of our business are a little bit different than other locations like in data centers. So we are in the industry area and we found situations where the environment is dirty, we have dust, we have humidity. And our equipment need to be working in this area and need to be stable in this area. We also was focusing on the situation that we have many sites around Europe and Asia, and we wanted to have hardware in place that is easy to install. So we was thinking from the first moment about something like a zero-touch provisioning and installing of the systems with minimum affecting of or using of field support or other technicians that need to go on the site.
So Marco got in touch with Frank Kramer, who's the director of sales in the DACH region, and they had a lot of their Cisco gear in their many sites kind of coming to the end of its life and wanted to look at a different solution. We proposed open networking, and there had to be a bit of education on our side to the customer because it's not everybody knows, but especially in that specific area. So it's well known in the data center and the telecoms area, but for kind of enterprise or campus or deployments, it wouldn't be a well-known use case, which it is now. So we've had to evangelize about open networking for a long time. But the whole idea of it is a huge big ecosystem. You can chop and change your hardware depending on pricing, depending on which software it works with. And we're uniquely positioned in that middle of that ecosystem, and we're distributors for the majority of the hardware vendors. And we have the software vendors actually coming to us. Because we're the distributors for the hardware, the software vendors come to us first.
We wanted to have a solution that is future-proof. We looked around, and with EPS Global and their help, we found a hardware platform where we, in combination with the Verity management system of BE Networks, we have now a combined system where we have a zero-touch hardware platform and can install a site very easily with predefined and pre-configured switches in any place in Europe.
What I felt was the main requirement on the technical side was they didn't want to have technical expertise in each location. So this is where we kind of came in as well. So obviously we can put software onto, these are all bare metal boxes, and we can put software onto these boxes, but we can also put configuration onto the boxes. So what it means is when the boxes are shipped to that location, they're shipped with an operating system and a configuration already on the boxes. So they have to take out a cable, put it into the management port and put it into the router. Beyond Edge, who we work with, are the orchestration controller, the management side of it. So there's a management server that sits over in Frankfurt, and then Beyond Edge's software goes onto each box.
BE Networks has been in business for more than a decade. We are a network orchestration platform for both campus and data center. Our goal is basically to streamline the operations of networks with a full automation, something that will assist network providers, whether internal or external, provide superior services with just a few clicks. The capabilities of our orchestration platform, which is called Verity, is we call it hyper automation. and it's for the whole life cycle of a product. The switches that you guys sell, we basically have the software capabilities to do everything from the zero-touch provisioning, operations, provisioning, everything all the way to the zero-touch replacement for that specific switch. So the whole life cycle is fully automated by the software. It knows to identify the different, the role of the switch, its position within the fabric, and how it interconnects.
So we also had some difficult locations like in Korea, in Hong Kong or India, where it's maybe not so easy to deliver the hardware. But this was always solved by EPS. EPS was giving us always suggestions about which hardware we could use, what is the right sizing of the hardware, and also about the different systems that could be interesting for us in the future. We get good advices. So for this especially, I wanted to point out that we was taking a look about how we can modernize our access point area, and EPS was presenting us an Indian company, HFCL, and showing us a solution that they have with the telecommunication infrastructure program that goes a little bit also in the direction of our software-defined LAN and WAN solutions that we have in place.
In terms of the products that Thyssenkrupp is using, they've selected our OpenWiFi Wi-Fi 6 access points along with our cloud controller. And obviously we're very honored and happy to be working with a large flagship company like Thyssenkrupp, and it's a great tick in the box, for both IO by HFCL and EPS, that we're able to work with a company of that standing and magnitude. So the products that we're working with Thyssenkrupp, it's our Wi-Fi 6 2x2 ceiling mount access point, and also our Wi-Fi 6 2x2 outdoor access point, and our cloud controller. All of the APs that they're using are based on our Open Wi-Fi firmware. Wi-Fi 6 is very much a standard, but we have very capable access points. They're all based on the Qualcomm chipset, like many of the other larger, more established and known vendors, certainly in Europe. But in this case, Thyssenkrupp have selected to work with our Open Wi-Fi variants. Our APs are quite unique in that they can come with a firmware based on our standard Wi-Fi firmware or our Open Wi-Fi firmware. In this case, Thyssenkrupp have selected the Open Wi-Fi firmware along with our controller, and in their deployment, it really is an open Wi-Fi network. They're not only working with HFCL, but they have APs from other vendors as well, all managed by the IO by HFCL controller.
For me, networks is just not the equipment or the software, it's also people.
So EPS is basically the other half or needed to provide a turnkey solution that is valuable and helpful for our customers. So that is something that I can tell that from working with our customers, getting their feedback, that they love that. They know that they can rely on EPS, the deliveries will be on time, that the quality will be there.
EPS, it's a great partner. They have very good reach both across North America and the EMEA region. And I think, the way we've worked towards Thyssenkrupp has been very much a partnership between the two companies. We've worked strongly together. That's obviously given them a lot of confidence in both us and EPS Global. Thyssenkrupp is very happy, and it really is a win-win for all companies involved.
We are happy to have EPS Global on our side, that they're taking a look together with us on the market. For me personally, I'm very happy to have a good partner there on the side. For me, it's always this, so I value very much a really good business relationship. And from the first moment, I had a very good relationship with EPS, and especially with Frank Kremer, who was supporting us in a very, very great way, and I'm very happy about this relationship. And I'm really looking forward to working in the future together with EPS and the continuing improvement and update process of our hardware platforms.
There's no other guy out there that can actually do what we're doing in open networking. There's no one set up. So we work with lots of different partners on the software and hardware side. We have a big warehouse, we have technical capabilities, so we can take switches in, we can add operating systems, we can configure them, then we can add in lots of other value add stuff that the customer requires. We're proactive in dealing with all their issues. So they have hundreds of devices, they have hundreds of switches in their networks, and of course you're going to have one or two failures or fans, and what we do is we tend to keep some stock here for them and we'll ship them over a 1 gig switch. We pride ourselves on our value add, that especially within open networking, no one can do what we can do. As far as what the customer requires, basically we can do. And it does take that hardship out of open networking. There is this great thing of open networking that you can buy multiple hardwares from multiple guys, you can buy software from multiple guys, that's all well and good, but then if you have a hardware issue, you have to go back to the hardware company. If you have a software issue, you go back to the software company. We centralize that and it's all done through EPS Global.